Right, we're back.
This is going to be hilarious. Have you got me in shot?
I have.
Right. I'm not moving because I think I'm in frame now. So, this is a virtual cockpit video, and I bet I look like a virtual So, this is the dash on an R8 Gen 2. So, you've got water temp to the left. I'll use my pointy finger. You've got fuel gauge to the right. You've got gearbox oil temp on the lower right, and you've got engine oil temp on the lower left. Then this roller on the left here controls what's going on the left hand side of the screen. Yeah?
Yep.
Then you've got view. We'll swap the main view you're in. Yeah. And then view again and swap it back. So it depends on how you like it. Right. The back button is obviously back. Then, if you look where it says not connected in the top left hand corner, it says no Bluetooth connection. Right? So at the minute, we're in vehicle. If I go one step right, I'm in Bluetooth. So again, we can connect to Bluetooth player, use the roll, and we can press back to control that. Then this is to connect to a mobile phone. So again, we can control it, we can click, we can find a phone, and we can press back. Then we can go right again, and we can go to nav. So again, you can have nav off to the left, or you can have nav as the main screen. Right? Then when you click on your roller, you can change your maps and what you're doing. Select your point on the map. But if you want to go back to entering a destination, then you can use the left button here, so you can put your address in. All right, so you can just do that. And again, you can go back and you can go back into your map. Now I've broken it. Switch to map, right? So switch to map. So to enter it, you go to your map screen. To enter a destination, you press the left, switch to destination entry. You would, let's just find somewhere random. Where would you like to go? On the top of the center dial, hopefully this gets this in shot. Have you got this, Davey?
Yep.
Can you see I'm tapping it? Look, and it's right in.
Yep.
Yeah. There, look. So, it thinks I'm A. So if we go back, I'm gonna write. Where should we go? He's at Alton Park.
Go on him.
O U L.
Hey. Oh no! What have I done?
Delete.
T.
T.
O.
O.
N.
N.
Right. There we go. Alton to Pawley. So that's where BSB is this weekend. Start route guidance. Bang. There you go. That's how you use nav. And it's thinking. There you go. That's where we're going. Right. Then to stop route guidance, left button. There we go. Stop route guidance. So you can clear it. And then you can go back, and then you can go into nav, and then you can go switch to map. So you're back on your dash. So each one of these puts you in a function. So when you plug your phone in as well, like to media, you'll have a fifth one then as well. So the main one we're going to focus on is, because we haven't got any Bluetooth or any phone connected, is the vehicle, right? So we're going to select that. I'm going to press our right button. So the left-hand screen can be your computer, which is what we've got now, right? Press the left button again. It can be your sports displays. So you've got engine data, so you've got your power and torque, or you've got your G meter. Your lap times, which is actually, this is really clever. We were playing with this on track, and it does learn your GPS start point. So if you start lap 1 by moving, and then click the roller when you get to start finish straight on a track. It will remember that point, and every time you pass over it, it will set a new lap. So we were playing with that. All right, statistics. There you go. No lap times have been set. Drive select. So you can roll down your drive select button, but remember you've got that here as well. So you've got your drive select mode here. So we want dynamic mode all the time because that's where the fun is. Then you've got your settings. So what your steering wheel button does, which is this one. So you can choose what you do. This is your star. Right, so we're going to go back here. Then we're going to go what you can do with your exterior lighting. So automatic headlights, entry and exit lights, and daytime running lights. Your level of your background lighting. Oh, there you go, it did do it. Sorry, it was just a bit slow. It's not showing up very well, but it is better. I'll put it back on bright for him, where it was. Right, and your central lock-in. So doors to unlock. When you press unlock, you can have all or driver's door. Long press to open all windows. You can deactivate that, and locking it folds your mirrors. So pretty common things to have set. Driver assist. So then you've got a speed warning. So you can set that to any speed you want. So when you pass over it, you get a speed warning. Parking aid. So your volumes and how much it turns off your entertainment, whether that's your media, your radio, or whatever. And then whether your rain sensor's active. AC is whether it's auto recirculating, because you don't have an auto recirc button. You've only got recirc on or off. So that's the auto button. Servicing and checks. This is a good one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here and show you how to get to servicing and checks. So when you turn your car on and it looks like this, you press left button. Do you want me to go back, Davey?
Yep.
So there you go. You press left button. You get the menu. You go down, 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 down to service. Right? And there you go. So now, tyre pressure loss indicator. So we can display our tyre pressures. Yeah. Or we can store our tyre pressures. We can do our oil level, which is not going to do because the engine oil isn't hot. We can check when a service is due. So oil change is due in 9,800 miles or 180 days, and the inspection is due in 3,600 miles and 366 days. So the last person to set this service inspection cocked that up, because the inspection service is either due at the next oil service or it's due a year from then. So that's not right. We have to correct that. Car information, chassis number and number of keys, and then wiper change position. So if we watch my wipers now, there we go. So easy peasy. That's how you check your oil level. And then layout then is you can have sport layout or you can have your classic layout. Like that. So I'll sort this back now. It's loading it up. There you go. Like so. But we don't like that. We like sports one. So put it back as it was. And then obviously you can look at sections of your handbook as well. Like that. There's no handbook in a hard disk. Right, so you put it's disk isn't in there, but you can read your handbook on the MMI. So the only other functionality that we haven't discussed is we've done everything on the left button here. If we press the right button and go to additional display, I can now choose what my additional display is, right? In my, which is in this, yeah? So I can choose what that is. If I go to additional display for sports, so at the minute it's set to tyre pressure, but we can set that to G meter if we want to, and you can pin it to the right hand side. So I always have mine as tyre pressure monitoring because I want to know what my tyre pressures are doing on a track day. But you can change it to power and torque, date and time, consumption, short term, long term, or G meter. So we normally set them to that. Then you've obviously got your media volume up and down. So if we go to, I tell you what, if we go across to media, mate, just turn it on, and so it's on, and then I press up for radio.
Be able to get
There we go. So now you should be able to see it. So
trivial, but the cost of
this one can
socialising
obviously,
is a big part of being a student, because if you're
I'm going to turn your volume down.
you can't just sit at a table, you have to order something.
Click to mute. That one will then select up and down your radio stations. Yeah. Let me turn that back down again. And then that one will scan your radio stations on and on. Yeah. And then that one will mute your nav sounds. And then obviously that's your voice control if you've got things like Siri, and that's answering your phone. This one is then drive select. So that chooses your driving mode. This one is performance mode on and off. And then if you turn it side to side, you can put it in dry, wet and snow. So you basically set in your performance mode and your traction mode. And then this button here on the right is your exhaust, which obviously, because there you go, exhaust quiet, exhaust loud. Quiet, loud, quiet, loud. And that is it. So if I now turn my radio back off, I lose my media input. If I then press my left button, I go back to start. And then, yeah, if I press that and go to sports displays, that is how I would drive on a track day. Like so.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, mate. And I bet you this hasn't filmed a thing. Great fun.
So is this the same system that's on every Audi that has virtual cockpit, or are they?
Yeah, so there's obviously some differences depending on what functionality you've got on the car, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. But yeah, that's essentially the functionality. That's why like an RS3 steering wheel won't have those buttons here, but it has everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get lost, but remember when you're on this main screen, right? So obviously it won't work here. So this is the key. This is essentially like your pages, right? So obviously pressing right button here. So when you're on nav and you press the right button, it gives you nav menu, gives you nav stuff. Yeah. When you're on telephone and you press the left button, it will give you options for your telephone. When you're on radio and you press the left button, it will give you, that's your basically that's your menu button. Yeah. And then you go across the main screen and press the left. That's it. So when you're on your date and time, press your left. Scroll all the way down to service, and then you've got tyre pressure and oil level, and that's how you find it. They're the two main ones you've got to think of. Cool.
And there we have it.
Checking out. Right. Let me turn this off. Hopefully that worked. I'll see you later.